जाती चम्पकबिल्वपत्ररचितम् पुष्पं च धूपं तथा दीपं देवदयानिधे पशुपते हृत्कल्पितं गृह्यता सौवर्णे नवरत्नखण्डरचिते पात्रे घृतं पायसम् भक्ष्यं पञ्चविधं पयोदधियुतम् रम्भाफलं पानकम् शाखानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरम् कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलम् ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितम् भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु छत्रं चामरयोर्युगं व्यजनकं च आदर्शकं निर्मलम् वीणाभेरिमृदङ्गकाहलकला गीतं च नृत्यं तथा साष्टाङ्गं प्रणतिस्तुतिर्बहुविधाः ह्येतत् समस्तं मया संकल्पेन समर्पितं तव विभो पूज्यां गृहाण प्रभो आत्मा त्वं गिरिजामतिः सहचराः प्राणः शरीरं गृहम् पूजादे विषयो बभोगरचना निद्रा समाधिस्थितिः
ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। Have you seen the third mantra? Yasyam matam tasya matam matam yasya na vedasaha. Yes, no. Okay. We haven't seen. Okay, good. Repeat after me. Yasya matam tasya matam matam yasya na vedasaha avijñātam vijānatām vijñātam avijānatām. Heights of contradicting statements is this particular mantra. So if your attention is going here and there even for a moment, then the whole mantra will be like a haze. Yasya matam tasya matam matam yasya na vedasaha. The one who says that he has understood it has understood it not. And the one who says that it cannot be comprehended alone stands an opportunity to truly understand it. Do you want me to repeat the statement? The one who says or claims that I have understood it has not understood it. And the one who says that it cannot be comprehended alone stands an opportunity to truly understand it. I'm allowing that sentence to settle in, that statement to settle in. So if I have to put it in one word hashtag, I would say uncomprehendable. The one who claims that I have understood it has not understood it at all. Why so? In the process of understanding, knowing, there are three components. It's called Triputi. When we put the vibhuti on forehead, there are three lines. And then there is a dot, a focus, either red one or a yellow one or chandan. There is a dot. Those three lines indicate these three components of every knowing experience. And that dot indicates that which is beyond, that which is atita, that which transcends these three. Converging into that one point is the true understanding. That is the symbolism behind this forehead makeup. Three lines and a dot. What is this Triputi called? For the knowing to happen, there has to be a knower, the subject, and that which is known, the object. And the bridge that connects these two is called the knowing process. That which is the known, the object, the knower connects to it through the process of knowing. Knower, known, knowing. These are the three components. What is the interface that we use to know anything? The organs of perception, action. The organs of perception, to be precise. This organ of perception by itself cannot know things. There's so many times then where our ears are open but hearing is not happening. It may have happened that you are engrossed into listening to a good piece of music. Good piece of music doesn't require loud noise. It's not that you're lost in the sound or the volume of it. You're just engrossed in the nuances of it. I should tell you, man, wherever I'm going, every car, every place that you know what I get to hear? Invariably, Yuva Rhythms, Gam Ganapati. And if that is not happening, then Yuva Rhythms 1. Constantly on a repeat. And there are certain words where the lyrics and the music are blending in so well that somebody is asking a question and I'm already dwelling deep into the meaning of it. Swamiji, yes. Are you sleeping? No, nobody is delivering a lecture. So your ears are open, the hearing is not happening. Because there needs to be an active presence of the mind through that organ of perception to perceive. Therefore, the thought is often referred to as pravritti. Vritta means that which is circular. Pravritta means that which goes out through the organ of perception, touches as though that Vishaya Vastu, that object that has to be known, and then comes back in. So it is a complete cycle, complete movement, that it goes from here, reaches out, touches it, knows what it is or brings the data, and then completes the loop. So that which goes in that loop order is called pravritti, vritta or pravritta. Therefore, our behavior also is called in Sanskritam as pravritti. Even in Hindi, uski pravritti achhi nahi hai. That thought which loudly expresses through the action, and those actions which form patterns, through those patterns we recognize their character. The pravritti means character. That which is a loud expression of their subtle mind. So there should be an active mind going through the organs of perception to receive the data from the known object. Did you understand the whole process? There is a subject, and at the subject's will, the mind moves through the organ of perception into that particular field, knows that object, and comes back as a loop. As you step into the kitchen, wanting to know what is being cooked, the first thing that you would say, something smells awful. Or something smells awesome. So what has happened? Through that nostrils, I have gone out as if, not that I have practically gone out of the nose, and it's the mind that goes out, receives that information and comes back. So the known world, the knower, and the mind that interfaces it to bridge the experience into knowing. Triputi, three components. The object of perception, the known world, the knower, the subject, who goes through the mind, through the organs of perception, where the knowing happens. Even the process of understanding, that which I am trying to understand becomes the object, the one who is trying to understand becomes the subject, and through the intellect I am processing it to come to that clarity, to come to that understanding. So there also we have Triputi. Triputi, three components. Those who say that I understand, what are they trying to say? That this concept or this idea of Atma Tattva or spiritual glow of consciousness is something like an object which can be perceived, which can be comprehended as an object. And I who is comprehending it is the subject. As long as that subtle difference exists, true experience of that self can never ever happen. Because that experience is not through the realm of intellectual processing of an idea, and neither is it the realm of the mind where emotions can like it or dislike it. It's neither. Therefore, those who with their prior experience with the earlier part of life have always used this mind and intellect, and listening to an Upanishad or a mantra saying, oh yes, I got it. So the mantra here is staring back at them saying, you got Scott. Because you're trying to understand it as a concept. And this is not a concept. I exist is not a concept of mind. It's not a concept of the intellect. It's not a concept of the intellect, and it's not the feeling of the mind. Whether the feeling exists or not, do I not continue to exist? Was that too confusing? They are chaotic patterns of emotions. I exist. There are good sense of feelings that are going by. I exist. There are times when the mind is stupefied, that there is nothing being processed, either because of tiredness or because of a shock of an experience. There's no processing happening. Suddenly somebody says that, you have been personally handpicked to meet Obama. Say, what? That's why people say it has not yet sunk in. The mind is not able to process it. It's not possible. It's not me. No, it said Swami Sarveshananda. Come on. That cannot be you. Either it has gotten shocked or stupefied. But do you cease to exist in that state where the mind is not feeling anything? Or your heart is broken? Dil ke tukde. No, I should use a new song, right? Toota toota ek parinda, aise toota. You are going through that phase wherein your heart is just broken. Recently, it's all up. And you hit that rock bottom of your experience wherein nothing feels interesting. You're not able to process it. No songs, no friends, nothing to eat, nothing to meet or greet. The mind is blocked. Do you cease to exist? No. The presence or absence of a feeling does not block the existence. The presence or absence of comprehending or understanding does not block the existence. Because existence is not a concept, neither a feeling. Therefore, when somebody says, oh, I understood it, in meditation I got it, it is not something that can be gained. Therefore, Adi Shankaracharya ji says, praptasya ka praptihi. That which is already you, you are not gaining anything. You can gain few pounds, lose few pounds. That is Sharira Dharma. But you being that conscious reality is neither gained nor lost. Therefore, it is recognized. You've forgotten it, you are only cognizing it again. Recognize. Cognizing meaning to know. And this knowing process is not through the intellect. In fact, all the process of study is so that the intellect is put to rest, to shut that intellect up. To shut that process of mind and intellect, the Sufis have a different method. They go on a spin. Literally and figuratively. When they go, have you ever tried it? I am not talking of 10-15 spins. 10-15 spins, all that you will experience is dizziness. Or even the Kathak dancers. How many spins they go? And it's not leisurely. Again, there is some song that is coming into my mind. What is that song? Dil mein sama ja. No, it is a fast spin. And in that spin, what is happening? The brain is getting a completely different experience. It is paused. Neither the mind is able to process the like and dislike, nor the intellect is to grasp any concept. It is shut down. That is why it is called transcendence. Transcending the process of feelings and concepts. So therefore somebody says, oh, I feel my meditation. Something happening, it is like it is crawling. That is why take shower before you sit to meditate. Khujlata hoga. Or you must not have been sitting in a good posture, therefore it must have frozen and you feel like those ants crawling. That has got nothing to do with meditation, it has only to do with your bad posture. Swamiji, in my meditations I am seeing lights. Maybe you have not closed your eyes. Usually I say a different statement. Today I don't know why that came out. I say, oh, bring them. In our ashram we will use them. No, I really see sometimes, red to blue color. It changes colors. What do you mean that is? That means mind is still wavering. You have not transcended the mind. That cannot be the meditation. That cannot be the goal of meditation. You have to see the light transcending. You don't need to meditate. Have two bulbs, two different shades, dark the room, and you see the range. For that, you don't have to do meditation. There was one student prior to Vivekanandji, Brahmanandji, all these students, there was one student with Swami Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. But Ramakrishna Paramahamsa would not teach him anything to find siddhi, like, to read somebody's mind or to materialize something. So he said, no, this is not spirituality. He left him. After 14 long years, he comes back. And Ramakrishna Paramahansa, in his innocent love for that, he's not seen him for a while. He goes, gets up and gives him a hug. And he says, "Chalo mere saath." And that student takes him to the shores of Gangaji. And Ramakrishna Paramahansa is still in that daze that his first student has come back. And he says, "See what I can do." And he starts walking on the waters, Gangaji. And Ramakrishna Paramahansa is not amused by that display. "Hey, are you not, I can walk on water, are you not happy?" In those days, the currency was in Anna. And today also it is the same thing, but we don't use those. 25 annas is a quarter, 100 annas is a rupee. So anna. So I say, throw an anna to the boatman and he'll take you across. How many years did you waste in getting that? I said 14 years. Life wasted. When that which can be easily done through a material thing, why do you want to waste your brains for that? Yeah, people go sometimes crazy. Somebody bought me a gadget, a tool, which you have to connect to the electricity and you have to put it to the tail of the banana and it splits the banana skin. बहुत दिमाग खपाया. For something that can be so simple, why do you want to waste your brains on it? And you could take a knife, cut that end and then open it, done. If you know the skill, flip it and it will open up. Or use your brutal strength right in the middle and then with a tack open it, it will split into two. For that you spend time to devise a gadget that can be inserted into the tail of it and then it goes inside and then splits open. Effortless, Swamiji. I was like, time waste. Don't you see it as time waste? From the highest spiritual standpoint, all these things are immaterial. Similarly, when somebody says on the seat of meditation, I see these colors, that means it is still in the realm of mind. I hear sounds. Next time when you take shower, along with the body, clean your ear also. No, somewhere it is very profound sound. As if, somebody is taking a shankha and blowing. Definitely something wrong with your mid-ear section. And that can be hallucination. Check yourself. Go to a psychiatrist. These things cannot be claimed as spiritual glow. And there is that seemingly new age master. He says, meditate, you will start, what do you call? Levitating. And these people like pagal, like mad caps, they are like these jumping frogs. Why? I'm levitating. I would be scared if I were to levitate. What if I turn on a fan and I'm sitting for meditation, constantly afraid, ab laga, ab laga. Now it will hit me, now it will hit me. Those are not called meditation and the result of meditation. There's still manipulations in the realm of matter. And truly it doesn't matter. Taking it further subtler, any conceptualization is still in the realm of the intellect, and that conceptualization or the itch, the urge to conceptualize it has to be transcended. Therefore, in this mantra, the Rishi says, he who understands it, he who claims that I have understood it, In a typical Bombay language, Bombay slang, घंटा समझ आया उसको, खाक समझ आया, because he has not understood it at all, because he is still trying to see it through the perspective of this Triputi, and that which has multitude cannot be that converging point of the experience of that reality. Then how does one know if I have reached there? The one who first understands that it is not something that can be comprehended as a concept, and that barrier is broken, that itch to grasp it has been broken, and the intellect with confidence let go of the urge to conceptualize. That individual has or stands the scope of experiencing it thoroughly, personally, not otherwise. It's similar to learning to swim. I learned it about 3-4 years ago. When I say I learned it, I can sink in a delayed pattern. That's how much I have learned. To get that concept, when conceptually the idea that when you take deep air in, you will float. For that to experience, my fear was always blocking that experience. That support is taken away, I come out. And the one who was teaching was also my student here, and he became my teacher there, and he would give me back my Vedanta in full dose. Swamiji, don't try to conceptualize swimming. Transcend that intellect and know that you will float. Yeah, I know, but I'm not. But that day when I truly floated, really, I realized that there is no need for the intellect or the brain to function even. And that was a true moment. I now know why. What is that discoverer's name? Who's Archimedes? Thank you, man. We are on sync. And he jumped out in joy, forgetting that he had nothing on him. Do you know the story? No? The king wanted to weigh the elephant. And any other machine that they had to weigh was no way prepared for weighing an elephant. So how do you find that? And one day when he was sitting in his bathtub, as he lowered himself, he saw that the water got displaced and it overflowed. We had that brain wave. And what did he shout? Eureka, Eureka, and he jumped out, of course, in his birthday suit. He almost ran to the king's palace like that. So somebody caught him, put something on and said, now go. Then they put that elephant in a boat and saw how much water was risen. Elephant out, started adding weights into it to reach to that level, and then measured that weight. Said, this is the weight of that elephant. That's the story behind. I had the similar moment. Whoa! I can float. It was not long lasting, but still I could experience. It is not a feeling, it is not the concept. It is now an experience. And when will that experience happen? When you let go confidently the urge, the itch to conceptualize it. Does it make sense? Sort of, kind of. Yasya matam tasya matam yasya na vedasaha. The one who says, I got it, I understand it. You don't get it. The one who loses confidently the urge to grasp that as a concept alone has the ability to experience it. Did you get it? Now you're confused as to what to say. Then what exactly is that experience? And the next mantra says, it's quite a few pages afterwards. What is the page number in those new books? 123. Repeat after me. Pratibodha viditam matam. Ayyayo. Pratibodha viditam matam. Amrutatvam hi vindate. Atmana vindate viryam. Vidyaya vindate mritam. Pratibodha viditam matam. Bodham prati yat viditam. That which is repeating itself. In Sanskritam we add prati to show the repetition pattern. Dinam prati becomes prati dinam, every day. Similarly here, bodham prati becomes prati bodha. Bodha to know, to comprehend. It does not matter what is being comprehended. Are you paying attention? Put your pens down and look at me. I feel very neglected right now. Pay attention. It does not matter what you comprehend or don't. That processing of comprehension as it is happening, instead of being the process, you step out and observe the process. That who is observing is the Chaitanya, is the conscious reality. As simple as that. Not the process, not what is being comprehended through that process, that who is observing the process and the comprehension. Pratibodha viditam. So where is this conscious reality? So when I usually teach different steps of meditation, this is where now you can bend your head down and start writing. The first step, make sure that your asana, is the most comfortable one, unpainful, non-distracting posture. Don't jump to the conclusion that Shavasana can be that. Because it is the most comfortable, non-painful, non-obstructing asana. Shavasana is lying down. That who has the capacity to sleep through even while sitting. What will happen when you're actually sleeping? You know the experience, right? You would be snoring away immediately. That's why whenever this Yoga Nidra class is being conducted, 2 minutes into it, I've just started the instruction. And those who have not yet gotten to that stage, all the giggles, laughters, they start beginning. And this fellow has already reached to that end that all this laughter still doesn't distract him. So Shavasana is not a good one. The thumb of thumb, how do you say it? The rule of thumb, that one. The rule of thumb is that TSA is directly proportional to lethargy. TSA is not the traffic and security in the airport. Total surface area of your body in touch with any ground or support. As it increases, it is directly proportional to the increase in lethargy. So technically speaking, the most beneficial would be where you stand on one foot. Minimum footprint, literally and figuratively. But that is not comfortable. So what is the best? Sit in a posture wherein your spread is minimum. And at the same time, your center of gravity is positioned in such a way that it is not awkwardly imbalanced on the other parts of the body. Clear? Your head, neck and back should be in one straight line. Your shoulders should not be excessively in pressure. Many people think that is called sitting straight. कर क्या रहे हो? That is a very awkward posture. Your shoulders should be relaxed. Your hands, interlock them, put them in, park them. And always, even if you are leaving it on your knees, loop them in, loop the fingers in. So that the body, the energy, the magnetic force that it is generating, it is not let go, but it is conserved. The best way to conserve it, put it in a lock and put it in your lap. Close your eyes gently. This is the posture. Step 1. Step 2. Breathe in and out as slowly as possible, inhalation and exhalation. To such an extensive period that it becomes the natural way of breathing. That you don't have to focus and regulate it anymore. It has adapted to that speed. Slow inhalation and slow exhalation. Step 2. Now step 3. In that mind, there may be lot of thoughts, lot of emotions, lot of things going on. Do not focus on them. Do not evaluate them. Do not try to brand them as good thought or a bad thought. Bodham, bodham prati. They are all different motions. Don't brand them, don't evaluate them. Instead, introduce a self-disciplined thought. And what is a self-disciplined thought? A self-disciplined thought, in other words, is called a mantra. You get that? It's called a mantra. Oh, but I have not been initiated. Whoever is your Ishtadeva, pick a mantra, start. Oh, but they say that it has to be initiated and to do. In bigger scheme of things, that is a trivial part. Whoever is that your mind easily connects to, that form of God, pick a mantra. If you don't have a mantra, Ishtadeva mantra of this God, Google it. You will get dozens of them. Pick that which you can say normally, easily. If it is Shiva, it is Om Namah Shivaya. If it is Vishnu, it is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. If it is Narayana, Om Namo Narayanaya. If it is Hanumanji, you say Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. If it is Ramji, Om Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. If it is Saraswati, then it is Om Kleem Saraswati Namaha. Any other to be covered? Covered everything? Almost? Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha for Ganesha. Om Kleem Krishnaya Namaha or Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Either one, pick one. If you are waiting for that initiation, consider yourself to be initiated now. Whether you are sitting here physically or you are online watching, consider yourself initiated. Don't wait. Aega. Somebody, some guru, somewhere will come and do the mantra diksha and suddenly I will feel the surge of energy. And if you are true to the path of meditation, don't waste time on trying to find it. Find that mantra and start repeating it. Clear? How should you repeat it? In sync with your breathing. Breathe in consciously, slowly. While you are breathing out, until the breath lasts, chant that name. Of the mantras that I just said, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya has maximum syllables. So I'll take that as an example. So breathe in. I'm just exaggerating it. You don't need to breathe in with that effort. Breathing happens. Observe it. And then when you're exhaling it, just as you can listen to your own sound, not that the whole house, whole apartment complex is shaken up with your chanting, Om Namo Bhagavate. No. Aram se. In the spirit of trying to reach out, you don't need to be a priest or a mullah early in the morning competing with each other. What is that Venkatesha Prabha Suprabhata? Ha, Kausalya Supranya Rama Purva Sanya Pravartane, in that weird higher Shruti. हम किसी से कम नहीं. There also another mic starts. Allahu Akbar. If this fellow increases Shruti, that fellow also increases Shruti. If this fellow increases the volume, that fellow also increases the volume. No, this is not a competition. Just as so much as you can hear it yourself. So breathe in and then Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And if yours is a more musical voice than mine, and mine is non-existent, but if yours is a music, you can add a certain music to it so that you can repeat it in that beat. But that has to be in sync with your exhalation. Repeat that 21 times. And this mantra, the thought, self-disciplined thought which is being repeated is bodha. Bodha, a comprehension. The idea is not about focusing on that which is being repeated. It helps. It has those bijaksharas, it has that powerful mantras, it helps to calm, soothe, energize that mind. That is not the end. That is just a tool, that is just an instrument. Where this sound merges into, that silence is the cognizing reality, the conscious reality. As that sound merges into that silence, be that moment, be that silence. Awareful silence. For initial seekers, being in that awareful silence becomes almost impossible. Do not get frustrated. Swamiji, my mind has lot of thoughts. Congratulations. Only those who are alive will have thoughts. Celebrate your moment of being alive. That is not a problem. Instead, look at that whole thing as the mind not adapting to this new discipline, instead of getting frustrated at it. The moment I get frustrated, the mind has already won over. Observe the thing that has gone tangent. The moment you take a note of it, come back to your breathing, come back to your introducing your mind to that japa, repeat it 21 times, again sit in that silence. Bodham bodham prati. Over few years of such continuous practice, I just need that initial trigger of sitting, focusing on the breath, repeating that mantra 21 times. Then the rest, I can dwell in that conscious silence. Amrutatvam hi vindate. That is being in you as yourself, as the self, the consciousness. Does it make sense? When applied in step-by-step process. Pick a time, though it is not something mentioned here, but pick a time. That time wherein you know you can be regular about. Oh, is it necessary? Can I not just pick up any time of the day when I feel that it is, I have solid half an hour or something, I can use that. No, you can use that as a bonus. But one particular time, stick to it. Preferably, advocated time is early morning. If you wake up early in the morning by say 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, don't try to jolt the system by saying I'll wake up tomorrow Brahma Muhurta Kala 3:30. One day you will do, 2 days you will do, by third day you will give up and never to go back to that process again in another 6-7 months. Increase it incrementally 15 to 20 minutes prior to where you were earlier waking up. Quickly finish your bathroom activities. Not to spend in that bathroom more than 5 minutes. Always take a shower. It freshens up your system. Come sit in front of the altar. Light a diya or agarbatti just as a prop. and then start this process, whatever the time is. And don't start with, I have to sit for 3 hours and do meditation. It is not the time or quantity of time, it is the quality of time. Initially, I would suggest 10 minutes. Keval 10 minutes. But stick to that 10 minutes religiously. Down the lane, a few years of practice of that 10 minutes, you will hit the balance. It is not an external force forcing you to sit longer than 10, but it becomes a natural evolution process to continue beyond 10 minutes. And if you are feeling sleepy or if you are being agitated, don't beat yourself up. Because other than these two modes, mind has not known this third thing which you are trying to teach it. Compassionately tend to that mind and bring it back to this balance. Am I getting across? Atmana vindate viryam, vidyaya vindate amritam. By this rigorous, disciplined practice, you gather strength in your stride. Atmana, by yourself, when you're putting into this discipline, you gain that strength. When this discipline is ordained by somebody from outside, it lacks strength. It breaks. See, when Lakshmana drew the line for Sita ji, did it not break? Whether it was broken by Ravana or Sita, doesn't matter. It broke. But the same line later Sita ji draws. Remember when Ravana was coming to threaten her, she draws that line. Was he able to even think of crossing it? He was nowhere near, he could never get closer. When you draw that line yourself, the strength is gathered in it. When others say it, others bring it, they can only take you so far. And where does that strength come in from? Atmana vindate viryam, from that self alone, from that self-discipline alone. And once you experience at a first-hand basis, vidyaya, that quietude, that conscious silence when you experience, amritam vindate. And once you experience the glow of that self within, once that is experienced, then no scripture, no guru, no external disciplining is required. You yearn to go back to that. And that keeps you motivated, that keeps you inspired to be on the path. Until then, you require the strength of that discipline. Hopefully, you will start using this method from today itself. Because there is no better muhurta, good time than now. There is no more sanctified environment than here. You postpone it for tomorrow, then you can always keep postponing it for eternity. Wish, pray and hope that this whole process of listening translates into some personal experience sooner than later. Om Shant Shant Shanti Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.